Understanding the digital divide in education. The digital divide in education refers to the inequitable access to technology and internet resources among students, teachers, and schools. This gap affects millions of students and educators, hindering their ability to engage fully in the educational process. As of 2022, approximately 24 million Americans were without access to high-speed internet, with low-income households disproportionately affected, highlighting a critical concern for educational equity. While 87% of U.S. high-speed broadband access remains limited, particularly in marginalized communities, this digital divide has significant implications for students' academic achievement, especially for those from lower-income backgrounds, who often struggle to access the same educational resources as their peers. For instance, a notable example is the statistic that 1 in 7 students from homes earning less than $75,000 annually lacks sufficient broadband access. This lack of access not only restricts their ability to participate in remote learning, but also limits their capacity to complete assignments and engage with online educational materials. The consequences of this divide can be dire, as students without adequate internet access may miss critical learning opportunities, ultimately affecting their academic performance and future career prospects. Moreover, the digital divide extends beyond mere access to technology. It encompasses the quality and reliability of that access. Students in rural areas often face additional challenges, such as inconsistent connectivity and outdated devices, which can further impede their educational progress. Addressing this divide requires a multifaceted approach, including policy changes, community engagement, and investments in infrastructure to ensure that all students have equal access to the tools necessary for academic success. Historical context of technology in education. The integration of technology in education began in earnest after the launch of Sputnik in the 1960s, spurring a national interest in improving educational outcomes through technological advancements. However, funding disparities have often led to unequal access across different districts. Wealthier districts are more likely to partner with technology companies, enabling them to provide their students with advanced educational resources. In contrast, rural and low-income districts often struggle to keep up due to historical underinvestment in technology infrastructure. A prime example is the disparity in funding that allows affluent districts to implement comprehensive technology programs that include the latest devices, software, and training for educators, while poorer districts may lack the basic tools needed for effective teaching. For instance, schools in Silicon Valley can afford state-of-the-art technology, while those in less affluent regions may still rely on outdated computers and limited internet access. This funding gap perpetuates a cycle of disadvantage, making it difficult for students in underfunded schools to compete academically. Furthermore, government policies have historically favored technology funding in urban areas, often neglecting rural and underserved communities. This neglect has resulted in a widening gap between students who have access to cutting-edge educational tools and those who do not, reinforcing existing inequalities. As technology continues to play an increasingly vital role in education, it is essential to address these historical disparities to create a more equitable educational landscape. The digital divide has profound implications for students' academic performance and opportunities. Insufficient access to technology can lead to lower academic outcomes. Research shows that 8th graders in Massachusetts without internet access lagged over 3 years behind their peers. This gap is particularly concerning as it highlights the direct correlation between technology access and educational achievement. Moreover, around 17% of students report that they cannot complete homework due to limited internet access, a challenge that disproportionately affects marginalized groups. An illustrative case is the experience of students in low-income urban neighborhoods, where many lack reliable internet access. These students often find themselves unable to complete assignments that require online research or participation in virtual classrooms, placing them at a significant disadvantage compared to their peers who have uninterrupted access to educational technology. This lack of access not only hampers their academic performance, but can also diminish their engagement with school and lead to feelings of frustration and isolation.